Allah is my heart's speech, your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم من همزه ونفخه ونفثه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى لا سيما المصطفى صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا وبعد. I begin as always by praising Allah the Almighty alone and sending the best peace and blessings upon His most beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Brothers and sisters, welcome to a new edition of your program Ask Huda. I guess I still need to remind myself and everybody with the phone numbers and the contact informations in case that we have new viewers. The area code is 002 0238 555 248 or 249. I don't know where to begin this time upon just receiving the sad news, whether from Gaza or from Afghanistan. This maniac, insane Marines opening fire, killing at least 16 civilians in Afghanistan, and the Israeli aggression in Gaza, killing also 16. I don't know if it is a coincidence. Till last night, the death toll was 16 innocent people. And I would like to begin by asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower those who died for His sake, to shower them with His mercy, treat them as shuhada, and to take them to His paradise, pardon them their forgiveness, forgive them their sins. Allahumma ameen. Allahumma aghfir lahum warhamhum wa tajawaz an sayyi'atihim. And give their families, their loved ones, a lot of patience. Allahumma ameen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroy the enemies of Islam and the perpetrators, those who attack civilians. I can tell you that these Marines had the guts to open fire and kill 16 civilians. Our free will, with full conscience, because he knows that he will get away with it, like many others before him, like those who killed plenty of innocent civilians in Iraq. They treat them as rats, as rodents, because they will not be held accountable. Maybe they will be downgraded, will be given a lesser ranking, or perhaps will be thrown in prison for a month at maximum. Then afterward they will be treated in their community as heroes for killing innocent civilians. This is the democratic free societies, whether in America or in Israel. This is the reality of these people. I can assure you, this guy will not be touched. These Marines will not be held accountable, will not be executed, will not be thrown in life or prison. I know that of many Muslims, for minor errors, even for false allegations, are spending the rest of their lives in American prisons for false allegations, for anything. But for killing 16 human beings, it's okay, no problem. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to treat them with His justice. If we cannot in the time being retaliate, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to treat them with His ultimate justice. That's why I believe Allah is the most just. There will be a day of judgment, a day of accountability and reckoning. The sad news are making me not being able to speak. But alhamdulillah, we do trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and put our trust in Him. And we believe that Allah is not giving them respite because they are powerful or they are strong, but He is giving them respite, so whenever He seizes them, He would seize them with no mercy. As He seized nations before them, whether of the ancient or the contemporary time, the people of Aad, the people of Thamud, the people of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, how they were punished with no mercy after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them respite after respite. This transgression and this aggression, especially against civilians, cannot be tolerated anymore. Would like to hear a statement, would like to see these guys being tried fairly. Would like to see these guys getting a sentence of at least, like if you're in Texas, there is death penalty. But we're not even looking for something like that. We're looking for a serious penalty in order to stop these outrageous activities. But if the criminals know that they will get away with their crimes, no matter what they do, it doesn't matter, 116 or 160 people, they will get away with their crimes, and they will be saluted and treated as heroes, they will continue to do that. Get out of the Muslim lands. Get out of the Muslim lands right now. And enough is enough. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Muhammad from the KSA. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Ask Huda.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you, Sheikh?
Alhamdulillah, shukla. Thank you for asking, Muhammad. Barakallahu fiki.
Sheikh, I have two questions on me.
Please.
My first question is this. I have an 11-year-old son, and he wants to join a taekwondo club. But the only thing that he is confused is when we saw the practice of the children, they are bowing to the instructor and they are bowing to each other. So we want to know if it is allowed for us to do that. And the next question is sleeping or taking a nap will make the wudu invalid? And that's
okay. Thank you, Muhammad. The Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, we have been prohibited from bowing down to any other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if I was going to command anyone to bow down to a human being, I would have commanded the wife to bow down to her husband, as an indication that she's pleased with his doing. But even that is prohibited in Islam. It is not permissible to bow down before any creature. We're only required to bow down before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not even in greeting. In Hindu practice, they bow down to others out of respect or greeting. In Buddhism and China, in Japan, these are cultural practices, but that too we are prohibited from doing so. So if he is going to enroll in the team and these kind of sports without bowing down, that's fine. Otherwise, he can make the shout without bowing down. And we need to set our own rules in Muslim societies. Bowing down to other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even if it is not in worship, is prohibited. Even if it is as a mean of greeting, that too is prohibited. And nawm, sleep, does it void and invalidate the state of tahara or ablution? If the person slept in a position that he is not sure that he will not be able to pass wind, like if a person was sitting on a chair and he slept in that position, it is not possible for the person to break wind and void his wudu in this case, especially if it is for a short period of time. Somebody was in the bus, in the plane, and he dozed off, so that doesn't void the wudu. But if he lied down and then he slept, then right away he is required to perform a new wudu, because النوم المتمكن, deep sleep, especially if you're lying down, you're not sitting, would invalidate the wudu. Barakallahu fikum, Muhammad, wa jazakum Allahu khayran. Sister Hawa from Nigeria.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa
Assalamu
barakatuh.
alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum salam, Hawa, I hear you.
Jazakallah khairan for everything, Madam.
Wa jazakum.
Madam, my question is on dreams. I do have dreams that come true all the time. What is the Islamic ruling on it?
طيب. Thank you, Hawa. Bilal from the KSA. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, Sheikh. I wanted to ask you a question about this artificial teeth. My mother recently had like 6 artificial teeth fitted in her lower gum, and it's fitted in one brace and it can be removed. So what her concern was that because it sits on her gum, so when she does wudu, water does not touch her gum. So will the wudu be valid, or should she always take it off and do wudu and then put it inside again?
Okay.
This was his question.
Barakallahu feekum. Brother Abdullah from Algeria. Assalamu alaikum.
How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. But my question is, I'm fasting every month, Monday, Thursday, and the 3 days, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I want to make some difference. I want this month when I fast, Monday, Thursday, 13, 14, 15. The next month I want to fast like fasting of Nabi Dawud alayhi salam.
Every other day, you mean?
Yeah, is it possible? Yes.
Okay. Barakallahu feek. Brother Abu Hassan from the KSA. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to, one question, I want to clarify regarding adoption in Islam.
No.
So, whether a person is having only one adopted son, and he is the son of his elder brother, and he inherited the property from them. Is it
Abu Hassan, turn off the volume on your TV set, please.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
I can hear you better.
So
Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to know, they are no more now, and his property and all, they are made in his name. In all his certificates and all, his name is there
In
as
who-
father and son.
In whose name? The adopted son, you mean?
Yeah. I
Okay.
am adopted son. Yeah. Just I want to know whether this property, they have all registered everything property in his name.
So your brother adopted a child and he wrote the whole property in his name. Isn't this your question?
Yeah. He's actually my father is like no my like so he has just given the child when he has just born 40 days to his younger son. I mean younger brother.
I don't get it.
No,
Abu-
like you got my question?
No, I didn't get it. Whose adopted son and who gave him the whole inheritance or wrote down the whole property in his name? Your brother or
No.
your father?
My brother, my father's brother. My father is the elder brother.
You mean your uncle?
Uncle, exactly.
So why don't you say your uncle?
Yeah, my uncle. Exactly, my uncle only.
Yeah. What did your uncle do?
He doesn't have any son and no son and daughter.
No.
So when I was a child, like immediately after I born, after 40 days, he has given to him. Yeah. So after now there are no more. All his property and all they are in my name now. I want to know Islamic ruling. Can I take this? Everything is there in my name now, like open space and two houses.
And he's your uncle, right?
Got it?
He's your uncle, the person
my
whom
uncle,
you have
exactly,
everything in your name. Is he
Exactly.
is he alive or he passed away?
No. Both of them are not. They are dead.
They're dead. Does
Yeah.
he have
before they die?
Abu Hassan?
Yeah.
Does he have any other heirs, family members who are eligible for his inheritance or
No, nobody.
nobody? Okay.
Nobody.
And now the inheritance is all in your name and is in your hand, right?
Exactly.
So what seems to be the problem?
No, I just want to know, is it lawful as per Islam? It is permissible as per Islamic law, yeah.
You are his nephew. He doesn't have any other heirs but you. You,
Exactly, yeah.
you inherited the whole thing. So what is the problem?
No, like some my relatives, they are just against it. Why you are not eligible as per Islamic law and all? That I wanted to confirm from that.
Jazakallah khairan, Abu Hassan. Let me see what I can do with this. Brother Ali from Nigeria. Ali, assalamu alaikum. I don't blame you. Try again, please. Okay. Hawa and dreams, she keeps seeing the same dream over and over. I'm glad you didn't have to mention the dream because we do not interpret dreams or we're not into that. But what the Sunnah, what the Sharia say in this regard, if you see something that is good, then this is an inspiration, and it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if it is interpreted by a righteous person, it should take place in the future. If you're talking about a dream that frightens you and you see it all the time, whether it's a nightmare or just something bad you don't want to see, then simply turn to your left, blow twice by doing this, then say, I seek refuge with Allah from the outcast shaitan. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. It shouldn't hurt you. And it wouldn't. Because this is what the Prophet ﷺ said. And I also would like to distinguish between dreams and hadithun nafs. I want to share with you something. This Friday I was supposed to visit some friends whom I haven't seen for a while. They wanted me to visit with them, but I got tied up and I was so busy, so I did not travel to visit with them. I had some more important things for da'wah reasons and so on. So when I went to sleep, I saw this friend in my dream and he was kind of blaming me. So right away I called him up and I apologized, and I realized that he was really upset because I didn't go. There is some sort of communication during dreams. If you've been thinking about something right before you go to sleep, most likely you will see it in your dreams. Sometimes dreams do not necessarily mean good or bad. Sometimes they do not make any sense, so never mind. But if it is something good, it's giving you a glad tiding or a bishara, you should keep it for yourself and your beloved ones. And do not interpret it yourself. Rather, you may ask the person or the persons who are into interpreting dreams properly, because it should come as it was interpreted. If it is something evil, then you should not quote it to no one whatsoever, and do as I mentioned earlier. Barakallah fikum. Sister Dawlat from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Sheikh Mohammed Saleh, how are you today?
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for asking, Sister Dawlat. Barakallah fikum.
Jazakallah khair to Huda TV and the whole crew. You're doing an amazing job, and may Allah continue to bless and open more channels, inshallah.
Ameen.
Basically, I wanted to ask about Jama'ah prayer in the masjid. As a woman, I know it's preferred to make your bedroom your masjid, but I also hear the salah in the neighboring masjid in the neighborhood, and I hear from the beginning.
Yeah. Your voice is cut off. Can you hear me? I assume you're talking about praying behind the imam while you are at home. We'll talk about this inshallah. Nawshat from Oman. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm very happy talking to you. I have two small questions, Sheikh. One is sporting beard is mandatory in Islam?
Saving the beard, right?
Second question is what is the actual procedure to pray the witr? 1 rakat, 3 rakats, or how we need to perform? Is it like Maghrib prayer or 2 rakats, something like that? The first question is about the beard.
Yeah.
Is it sunnah or farad or witr? I'm really confused.
حاضر. Okay.
جزاك الله خير.
وجزاكم. بارك الله فيكم. Khadija from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. Sheikh, how are you?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. Thank you, Sister Khadija.
I have two questions for you, Sheikh.
Please.
Please, I'm asking about women going to salon to do their hair. Is it allowed?
In hair salons, right?
Yeah, hair salon.
Mm.
And my second question is about women driving. Is it also permitted for women to drive?
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Please, Sheikh, what about feeding money? If your husband gives you a money that is not enough for you to make use of house expenses in the house, can you take from the money that is allowed? Maybe if he keeps the money where I can be able to reach, can I use from it? Is it permitted also? Because he used to give me money that is not sufficient for me to use in the house for my housekeeping. And it's not that he doesn't have, he has it.
Khadija, did you discuss this with him earlier? I mean, did you tell him that the money that you're giving me is...
Several times. He is not interested.
And he's financially capable, is he?
Capable of.
Yeah.
Yes, he is capable of.
What do you think the reason why he stopped giving you enough?
Well, I don't really know. Because the problem is, I'm a full housewife. He is not allowing me to do anything, neither job, school, or anything. I'm a full housewife. Yet, the money he gives me for my allowances in the house, me and my children, I'm almost 10. I have 5 children.
MashaAllah.
It's not enough. I always complain to him.
Does he have a second or third or a fourth wife?
No, I'm the only wife.
I'm
the only wife.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Sister Khadija. Sister Amreen from United Arab Emirates.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sheikh, my question is, can a man or woman perform wuzu when they have nothing on their body?
Okay.
And will their salah afterwards coming and they perform prayer will be valid?
Okay.
That's it. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Barakallahu feekum. Brother Abdul Malik from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, ya Sheikh.
Abdul Malik, go ahead. I hear you. Good evening to you as well.
All right. Please, I have one question, ya Sheikh. It's about the hadith of the Prophet that is saying,
that's an ayah number 6 of Surah Al-Tahrim. It's not a hadith.
Naam. MashaAllah. MashaAllah, ya Sheikh. So I was contemplating over the ayah. I'm trying to see what I can do, actually, to see that I have a full concentration of the ayah. There is, like, for example, my wife, if I have like, I want to give her a kind of da'wah. So my wife is always trying to maybe bring her own way into it. You understand? So if I to show her the way of the Prophet, it really doesn't work out for her well. It doesn't like it the way it is. So now, if I see her going the wrong way, am I supposed to? How am I going to control her? Because sometimes I kind of get upset. So I'm getting upset. I tend to do the wrong thing. So do I leave her to do what she wants to do?
I read you, Abdul Malik. I got your question. Barakallah feek. Brother Adam from the KSA. Assalamu alaikum, Adam.
Wa alaikum salam, Sheikh. How are you?
How are you?
Very good, thank you. My question was, you know, for example, in Medina or Mecca, when it comes time for Salah, for Maghrib, for example, you see a groups of people not connected with the Jama'ah. I was just wondering, is that allowed? They're following the Imam but not together.
I don't understand. What do you mean they're following the Imam but they're not with the Jama'ah? What does it mean?
They're like praying in small groups.
You mean because, for instance, in the prophetic masjid, once the Iqamah is called, you find some rows are disconnected from the front of the masjid. They're praying in the back, in the middle, right?
Exactly.
I read you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Where are you from, Adam, originally?
I'm from Australia.
Australia. Yes, I figured. Thank you, Adam. Barakallah fiqh. Are you studying there?
Yes, I'm in the معهد اللغة في Arabic Institute, yes.
كيف حالك?
بخير الحمد لله.
How's your Arabic now?
الحمد لله ماشي أمور الحمد لله.
ماشي.
الحمد لله جيد.
Okay, good. الحمد لله شكرا. Barakallah fiqh. طيب. Abdullah from Algeria, mashallah, he observes fasting every 13th, 14th and 15th of every lunar month. As the Prophet ﷺ said, Abu Hurairah narrated that the Prophet ﷺ advised him to observe 3 qualities. One of them is to fast these 3 days of every month, and to pray duha and to pray witr before going to sleep. Fasting these 3 days are the best, but if one skipped the 13th or the 14th or the 15th, he was traveling, he was sick, he was not feeling well, he was not capable, so by fasting any other 3 days, that will make it up. The purpose is to fast at least 3 days of every month, since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, مَنْ جَاءَ بِالْحَسَنَةِ فَلَهُ عَشْرُ أَمْثَالِهَا. Whoever does a good deed will be rewarded 10 times thereof. So 3 times 10, and you're talking about 30. That's equivalent to the number of days of months, of each month. So if you fast every month 3 days, that's similar to fasting for the whole month. And every month, that will be similar to fasting for the whole year round. That is the idea. But those days are the best and the most ideal, and they should have the priority. Now he said that I would like to observe fasting like Prophet David. The Prophet ﷺ said to Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As, may Allah be pleased with him and his father, the best fasting was the fasting of Dawood. He used to fast on every other day. Would fast one day, skip the next, then fast the next day and skip the next, and so on. So he says, if I do that, then it will not be possible to fast the 3 consecutive days, 13th, 14th, and 15th. Okay, I guess you figure out the answer from the previous answer I said. If you fast throughout the month every other day, that will be perfectly fine, inshallah, as long as you got to fast 3 days of every month. Barakallah feek wa jazakallahu khayran kathira. May Allah increase you in keenness towards the love of the deen. Abdullah from India, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Quick question. If you have a lawyer, a Muslim lawyer, working in a firm, and the firm does, corporate work in corporate companies and does the financing as well, and the financing, of course, is based on riba. And the lawyer is just reviewing the loan document, but is not witnessing the signature on the loan document.
No.
And also, the lawyer is preparing a pledge, rahan, like as is recognized in the Quran. So this is halal, but it is backed. It is endorsed by. It is endorsed. The underlying reason for the pledge or the security is on a interest-based loan. So my question is, let's say if the lawyer's work is, let's say, 50% reviewing loan agreements, etc., which are interest-based.
Abdullah.
How does the lawyer...
Abdullah, can you hear me?
Treat his income.
Fine.
Yes.
If you can hear me, if you have in this firm to witness or testify to a contract which includes riba, giving or charging interest, then that is haram, because the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, لَعَنَ اللَّهُ الرِّبَا آكِلَهُ وَمُؤْكِلَهُ وَكَاتِبَهُ وَشَاهِدَيْهِ. So the witnesses and the clerks and the person who types or writes the contract, and he knows that this is a riba contract, are all involved, along with the one who charges and the one who pays interest. So you should not be a part of that. Lawyers, they should understand that the access that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them to defend people should be utilized in the proper way. Sometimes some lawyers are nothing but liars. They think this job is all about lying and twisting the truth. I'm just extending the answer to cover the job of those who are in the law firm or in the law business. If you know that this is something that opposes the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do not do it. Do not do it. Do not be a part of it. And one should not say that everybody is doing it. And if I do not do it, somebody else will do it. So if you are an employee in this firm, will you take the cases or the contracts that you concluded writing, which are halal and do not contradict the Sharia or the deen? Wallahu a'lam. Barakallahu feek. Zakaria from Libya.
Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm fine, alhamdulillah, akhi.
Alhamdulillah. I love you for the sake of Almighty Allah.
أحبك الذي أحببتني فيه جزاك الله خيرا.
Alhamdulillah. And
Well, you delivered the message already. Barakallah feek, and please try again, Zakaria. Jazakallah khairan. Okay, let's take a short break, and inshallah we'll catch up with these questions and their answers in a little bit. So stay tuned.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala choose whom He wills subhanahu wa ta'ala for His mercy, for His messengership, for the revelation to be revealed. This is not for the human beings to make that decision. If a person would turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sincerely, truthfully, asking for forgiveness, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised to forgive. We have as Muslims a duty, and that is to recite the book of Allah, to ponder over the verses, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to act according to the Quran. The mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala encompasses everything, but who would this mercy will be for? And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sent to all mankind. So the ummah, or the people of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, are all mankind since the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam till the day of judgment. Why waste our life without getting to know every verse in the Quran, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from us?
The Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, narrated that when Allah, glory be to Him, wishes good for someone, He bestows upon him understanding of the religion, and that Allah makes the path to paradise easy for those who seek knowledge. Preoccupied by work or family in the modern world, a Muslim may struggle to find time for acquiring Islamic knowledge. To ease this struggle, we are launching Huda Academy to be your gateway to online Islamic e-learning.
Enroll now and study from our renowned scholars. Learn Aqidah from Dr. Muhammad Salah.
Learn Fiqh from Dr. Hatim Al-Hajj.
Learn Hadith from Dr. Muhammad Saeed.
Learn Tafsir from Sheikh Ibrahim Zidan.
And learn Arabic from our professional instructors.
Successful graduates of Huda Academy will go through a final test and eventually receive a certificate of completion.
To enroll and learn more about Huda Academy, please visit us online at hudaonlineacademy.com.
Huda Academy, your gateway to authentic Islamic knowledge.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to Ask Huda. Uthman from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, ya Sheikh.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, and your family?
Fine, alhamdulillah, shukrullah. You have questions?
Yes, the last time we spoke, I thought I have some questions in the email. And you say I'm going to send you another email. Maybe I can pass them through it. I don't know. If it's still possible.
Why don't you deliver your questions on the phone to the control and they will deliver them to me, inshallah, after the program. Okay?
Okay, I should call it after the program.
Yeah, right now you can just dictate the questions to them and they will deliver them to me. Barakallah feek. Jazakallah khairan. Barakallah feek. Bilal from the KSA, her relative, mom, grandmother, is wearing a denture, artificial teeth. And she's concerned about, at the time of making wudu, for rinsing the mouth and gargling, does she have al-madmada, does she have to take the denture off? No, she doesn't have to. Because the water would reach even beneath the teeth and beneath the denture. So you don't have to take them off in order to make wudu. And also I'd like to extend the answer to another similar question pertaining wearing dentures. We know that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned a lot of virtues for using the miswak or brushing the teeth, particularly before the wudu. Would that apply to the artificial teeth? Yes, and you will get the same thawab, inshaAllah, Azza wa Jal. Abu Hassan's long question about his uncle, whose father's brother, who left an inheritance and it's in his name. He also mentioned that somebody was adopted, whatever. I want to say that the adopted child is not one of the heirs. That's the first fact. Is not one of the heirs. So he does not inherit by the Sharia. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, they are not your sons, they are not your real sons, but your brothers and your friends. So in this case, he does not have a share in the inheritance, but the person who adopted him can write a wasiyah for him or a will. It should be within the 1/3 or less. This is a part which the person is free to dispense his wealth after his life. While he's alive, he can write the wasiyah to be dispensed after his life is over. When he dies, only within 1/3. Anything above the 1/3 will be neglected and the wasiyah will be completely ignored, because this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. And also the wasiyah does not apply to any one of the heirs. La wasiyata liwarith. No one should write a wasiyah or a will for one of the heirs, because he already has a share that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala determined for him or her. But I believe I explained the part of the adopted child, that he does not have an ordained share in the inheritance whenever the person who adopted him, whether it's he or she, pass away. If you are the only heir and your uncle just simply wrote everything in your name, there is no problem. Enjoy it. It's perfectly halal if you are the only heir. If you're not, and you know that the Sharia specified a share for somebody else, an uncle, a nephew, a brother, a sister, then you should neglect the wasiyah of your uncle and distribute the share what you already have in your name, distribute it according to the Sharia, or you too will be involved in the sin. May Allah guide us to what's best. Sister Dawlat from Nigeria, but after I answer Zakaria from Libya. Assalamu alaikum. Zakaria.
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah. So my question, Shaykh. So Alhamdulillah, since I've been starting watching your program, so Alhamdulillah, so I have intention of further my Islamic education.
Alhamdulillah.
So Alhamdulillah, I'm the only one that, because there's not any supporter for me, I have to provide for my family. And so I'm asking if there's any school which you can recommend for me, maybe in Saudi or anywhere, so whereby I can be able to have any course. as a partner. So, secondly, my wife, my wife used to go to salon, she understand. So I used to tell him that, is it permissible for a woman to be using shampoo for his head or not?
Shampoo for what? Straightening the hair?
For their hair, yes.
No.
Thirdly, is it permissible for them to be using wave-on?
Wig?
Wave-on.
Wave-on. Okay. Barakallah fi. Saeed from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, ya Sheikh. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and all the crew from Huda TV.
Ameen. And you too and all the audience.
Yeah.
Barakallah fikum.
Alhamdulillah. My question is, I have a dead father.
May Allah have mercy
Is
on
it
him.
permissible for me to perform a nafilat prayer on his behalf every Friday?
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. As far as the prayers, you can neither offer nafila or fard on behalf of anybody else, alive or dead. As-salah is the ibadah which must be done by the person himself or herself. You cannot do that, but you can make dua for him in the prayer and after you finish your prayer. You can give in charity and give the reward for him. You can perform Hajj or Umrah in his state. And if he owed fasting, you can fast on his behalf. But the prayer, no. No one prays on behalf of anybody else. Barakallahu feek. Jazakallahu khair. Brother Saleh from the United Kingdom. Assalamu alaikum, Saleh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sheikh, how are you?
How are you, Saleh? Alhamdulillah wa shukrullah.
Alhamdulillah. Sheikh, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
I'm working in a fruit and vegetable company where you are not allowed to eat the fruit. There, nobody's allowed to eat. But they have some who don't mind and they eat, but in hiding. And they have another fruit that they throw that are not good, but they can be eaten, but still they throw it, they put it in dump. So nobody's allowed to eat it also.
Okay.
Yeah, so the one they are throwing, even if you are going to eat it, you have to hide. So I just want to know whether if one eats this one that is being to be put in the dump, is it allowed or not?
طيب. Barakallah feek, Saleh. Jazakallah khair. Brother Ayub from Norway. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I want to ask you something.
Mute your TV first, Ayub, please.
Okay. And I want to ask you about purification. You know, when you're making salah, before you make salah, and if you how are you washing your socks?
You're talking about wiping over the socks, right?
Wiping over the socks, yes.
Hadr. Okay, inshallah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ayub from Norway. I will just take this last call from Bashir from Nigeria, and please pardon me, the brothers and sisters who are still on the line. I won't be able to take any further questions. Inshallah Azza Jal, we'll try to catch up next episode with the questions. Assalamu alaikum, Bashir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I want to ask you some questions.
I want to ask you a favor. Mute your TV, please. Okay, thank you so much. Jazakallah khair. I didn't say hang up though. Dawlat from Nigeria, she likes to pray in Jama'ah, and she knows that it is better for a woman to pray at home, even in her bedroom. But it is permissible to pray in Jama'ah in the masjid, and you will get the same reward. If the masjid is close to you, you can attend the Jama'ah in the masjid, but you cannot pray at home behind the imam who's praying in the masjid nearby. Nawshad from Oman. growing the beard. According to the vast majority of the scholars, it's a must for men. And the Prophet ﷺ mentioned several ahadith in this regard. He said, أوفر اللحى وحف الشوارب, save the beards and trim or shave the mustache. Offering the witr prayer, the least is 1 rak'ah. The best and the most ideal is to pray 3 rak'ahs. You can pray all the 3 rak'ahs all together without a middle tashahhud. Only 1 tashahhud by the end, by the last rak'ah and taslim. Or you can pray 2 rak'ahs, tashahhud and taslim, then you pray 1 rak'ah by itself, and that too is considered witr. The 2 rak'ah by themselves and the 1 by itself. Khadija from Nigeria, going to a hair salon for women. If it is safe, especially with the hidden cameras everywhere, and if she's a Muslim woman, that is permissible. You're not following a specific Western fashion, not necessarily Western fashion of imitating any of the non-Muslims, then it is permissible. And you're not going out with your hair without hijab, that is permissible. It only becomes prohibited when you expose yourself to the fitna. If you sit in a salon where sometimes men are working, haram. Or if you do your hair in order to go out or attend a party without hijab, that's haram. Or you take a picture of a woman, people call them their idols, and say, I want to be like this woman, who's a non-Muslim woman, that's not permissible. Driving for women is permissible. I don't see why should it be prohibited, as long as she does not travel out of town or travel a travel distance without a mahram, and as long as she feels safe and secure, because we all know that driving at night in remote areas is very dangerous for men, let alone for women. Her husband is or has become a little tight, so can she take out of his wealth without his knowledge? This is a very touchy question, because we have to investigate whether the Prophet ﷺ had been asked the same question by Abu Sufyan's wife. She said that he's kind of tight. Can I take from his wealth? He said, خُذِي مَا يَكْفِيكِ وَوَلَدَكِ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, on reasonable basis. Like other families, you spend like $500 a month, so take the $500. But we don't know. Some people like to be extravagant. Some people like to buy ready-made food and they don't want to cook. So I cannot just give you a signature and say, yes, you can go ahead and take from his account without his knowledge, without knowing really what are the reasonable bases which similar families survive on. It could be a way of disciplining the children, because sometimes the children, when they find everything available, they do not appreciate the ni'am, the gifts of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They have to try some, not hunger, but they wanted to eat something, but unfortunately we cannot afford it. We don't have fund for it. That will make them appreciate what they have and they got used to, and break the routine of ilf al-ni'mah, or getting used to the ni'am. Amreen from United Arab Emirates, performing wudu in the nude, permissible. And that's why when we take ghusl or shower to lift the major impurity or for refreshment, in the ghusl we can make wudu. It does not affect the validity of wudu. And with this kind of wudu, of course, you can pray, and the prayer will be invalid if everything else is fulfilled. The ayah of Surah Al-Tahrim, يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد. The ayah. Abdul Malik said that he advises his wife, he enjoins what's right, and he asks her to do what's good. If your differences within the area of the permissibility, then that's fine. If she does something permissible and you want her to do something much better, if she does not, then you're fine and she's fine. But if one's wife decided to go out wearing those tight jeans, low-cut jeans, and revealing clothes, it's your responsibility. Likewise, your daughter. If you know that your son is into illegal activities and he's living under your roof, it is your responsibility. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala treats the problems from the roots. He ordered us, number one, to choose rightly the mother, the future mother of the children. Number two, from birth until they grow up, educating them in an Islamic fashion, so that you maintain this kind of protection. All you who believe, protect yourselves, your family members, and those who are under your guardianship against the fire of hell. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of us against his fire. We ran out of time, but we just have a couple of questions to begin with next time, inshallah. And until then, I leave you in the care of Allah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Allah is my heart's speech, your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest.